International Day of the Girl Child is celebrated on every October 11. This year commemorates the 10th year anniversary. Despite the challenges, the speculated 600 million adolescent girls have shown that if given the skills and opportunities, they can be the change makers driving progress in their communities. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. I am Olujoke with the topic Power of the Girl Child. Mrs. Modupeola Olatunde, a coach and counselor, is here with me. But before we continue with the program, as usual, I'd like to remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Thank you so much for doing so. Thank you, Mrs. Olatunde, for coming on the show. It's nice to have you here again.
Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, good morning to everyone.
Okay, on December 19, 2011, United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 66/170 to declare October 11 as International Day of the Girl Child, to recognize girls' rights and unique challenges around the world. Why do you think this is necessary?
Yes, according to what you just said, so this year makes it 10 years that this day has been celebrated, that this particular thing about girl child has been celebrated. So, you know, when I was a little baby, when I was a little child, don't let me use baby, when I had my 10th year birthday, it was a very big thing. It was a big party and all that. So to every girl child, I want to celebrate them. I want to say Happy International Girl Child Day to every girl child, first and foremost. Having said that, if you really observe, a lot of changes has been ever since United Nations has set this day aside. More awareness, more carefulness, more sensitization about a girl child and about things that has to do about them. I, for one, has been very particular about my teachings to them in different secondary schools. Moving from a secondary school to another, talking to every girl child that is lucky to be under my teachings. Having said that, I just want to give a very short definition about who a girl child is, according to what I have here. I said, a girl child is a feminine face of God. A feminine face of God that has a fresh start in each baby girl born into the world. She is the author of our own story. That definition is deep, very, very deep. I remember when I was born, I don't know if I've ever said that here in DNTWOK. My dad heard about my delivery and he wasn't too happy because he wasn't expecting a baby girl. Yes, daddy is late today. The next thing he said was, oh, this woman has started with me with a baby girl. He wanted a baby boy. So even from birth, my father was trying to write a story for me. If you look at it deeply, my father was already writing my script by saying, oh, my wife started with me with a baby girl. What is it about a baby girl? What is wrong with a baby girl? What is wrong with him having a baby girl as a firstborn? So in a lot of homes, this is happening. Thank God for United Nations. Thank God for this day. Thank God for this celebration for this day. A lot of fathers still believes that baby girls, a girl child, are second-class citizens. That is a message Dupe is trying to change. That is a message Dupe is not accepting. That is a message Dupe wants to cancel. A baby girl, a girl child, is as good as a boy child. In fact, sometimes, and most times, better than a boy child. I am sorry, because they have classified us. They have boxed us up in such a situation that you're a baby, you are a girl child, you are a second class, citizen. Having said all that, a girl child is strong. That is why you see mothers in the house. A girl child is formed and becomes a mother in the house finally. You see mothers shouldering a lot of things the fathers cannot even bear. A girl child is strong. A girl child is curious. They want to know a lot of things. They want to do a lot of things. They are not just a girl child that has written a story. A girl child that knows the kind of story she wants for herself. A girl child that knows what her dream should be would start up with her shoulders up and head up. She won't take no at any junction. That is where a girl child is. Thank you.
So thank you for that. So that means it is the essence of that is for the United Nations had to do that to ensure that people accept a girl child.
Yes.
Okay. Now the thing for 2022 is our time is now, our rights, our future. How important is this to the girl child, and what is the inherent message?
Our time is now. It's our right. I am going to link that seriously to the importance of education. Yes, I'm going to merge it up with a point from me. Our time is now. Our time is now. Before now, in so many communities, a girl child is denied access to a good education. You would hear them say, the place of a girl child is in the kitchen. You would hear them say, a girl child does not need education. I have mingled with people. I am sorry, I will have to be specific, especially at politics level. And by virtue of one thing or the other, you would see uneducated people as the major leaders and stakeholders. And because of lack, I am talking about women, I'm talking about female. I am sorry I have to say this, but I will say it. And at one point or the other, because of lack of education, you see them take some decisions that will almost crash the party. You would hear an educated person that has been placed as a party chairman say, I am in this position, I am in this position. And you would see them do unimaginable things. An educated person will be sensitive about a lot of things. An educated person knows where to start something, knows when to stop, knows when to continue. You see, uneducated leaders doesn't even have an incline of how to go about it. So they just do their things the way it comes to them. And the results, most times, are not always too pleasant. The results, most times, are disastrous. Having said that, aside from political levels, even in churches, going to religious settings, when you see a pastor's wife that does not have education, the way they handle things, you would be like, God. You see, importance of education in everything cannot be overemphasized. Education is key. Education is light. Education is power. I remember in my school, our song, my school anthem is, knowledge gives light. Knowledge gives light. So you can imagine if you're walking through a path that is dark, that is the meaning of education. You won't even know where holes are. You wouldn't know where is bushy. You wouldn't know where there are debts. You just walk blindly. The importance of education, attaching it to the United Nations theme for this year, it is intentional. Because before today, there has been a lot of circumstances around me that has proven that A female child without education is like a child in the dark. A lot of things will be put at stake. A lot of things that should move forward, perhaps at 80%, will be slowing down between 2 and 5%. That is the pace at which those things will go for a girl child without education. Now, saying our time is now. Our time is now. In so many communities, you will be shocked that a lot of fathers do not still believe in giving their female children education. They still lock them up. They still make them do other chores at home, leaving the boy child to enjoy so many things that ought to be enjoyed by both the female child, the girl child, and the boy child. I go to schools a lot. I see things a lot. I hear things a lot. That saddens my heart. You would hear a father in a family would say to girls that goes to school that you are all useless. It's a complete waste of time spending money on you. And their mothers end up doing odd things to ensure these girl children get good education. They do everything within their strength, within their power to educate their girl child, knowing the importance of it for this girl child. Going back to our time is now. For every mothers around, for every counselors, let me include the teachers. Any girl child around us, I preach that. Don't presume them to be other people's children. Let's see every girl child around us as ours. Because today we hear of Okonjo-Iweala. Today we hear of names. The deputy governor in Ogun today is a girl child. If she cannot express herself, if she cannot represent the governor, she wouldn't have been chosen as a deputy. It would have been a male, because she has everything it takes to represent a state. We have her as our deputy. We have a very good percentage of women in politics today. Leadership now considers them to be part of leadership because they have what it takes, because they can put their words together and express themselves powerfully, because they are wise, because they are exposed, they get such opportunities. So, having said this, our time is now.
Okay, our time is now. Let's quickly go on this break and we will be right back. The program is Let's Talk on DNTWOK, and we've been discussing the power of a girl child, of which it's to commemorate the 10th year anniversary of International Day of the Girl Child. So Mrs. Modupeola Olatunde has been our guest, and she's still very much around. Please continue with us as we continue on the program. Thank you so much, Mrs. Olatunde, for standing by.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, in the beginning of this discussion, you actually said a bit about who the girl child is. So now I would want you to dip further into who the girl child is and how powerful she is. You know, the topic is the power of a girl child. So how powerful is the girl child?
The power of a girl child is reflected in the story she has written for herself from the very beginning. I said earlier on, a girl child is strong. Girls throughout the world face higher rates of violence, one way or the other. Poverty, discrimination, it is highly unfair to hear people say the parts of female are needed for money rituals. Delving into how powerful even the society acclaims a girl child to be. But why would you think of using the part of a female for money rituals? How come the power you see in us is to be dented in such a dirty way? Yes. A girl needs good education. I am hammering on education intentionally, talking about the power of a girl child. Education levels the playing field for a girl child. It enables her to compete fairly across gender. Education exposes a girl child to opportunities and helps to develop our skills. You would always see that in places where you have females as leaders, it is presumed or assumed that they will make better leadership. It is assumed that they will perform better than men. Amongst women, when we hear that a woman is a leader somewhere, we feel relaxed. We feel joyful that at least she will understand our plight. Most times, you need a job somewhere and you get there, you meet a man as the boss or the leader there. You will be surprised that he wants to assault you being a female before he considers giving you a job. That is absurd. Sometimes you get to places, you see mothers as leaders because they know how exactly it feels. They see you and they consider whatever need or assistance you have gone there for. I'm sorry. In the men's world, there is this meanness. I'm sorry. There is this cruelty. I'm sorry. But a girl child needs to be provided for, needs to be cared for, needs to be cherished and loved. Watch, when you see a girl child that grew up with all this, they grow up powerful. They grow up with very high self-esteem. They draw out the exact thing they want for themselves. They draw out the exact things they want to become. So the power of a girl child, it is more in the place of education. Yes, it is when you get the power. It is when, for you to get the power, you have to be enlightened. You have to have knowledge. You have to have information. You are not powerful without education. And this, a lot of people knows. That is why they try to deny every girl child some rights. You would hear it in some associations. A female cannot be the leader. A female cannot be a boss. Why? I think you don't know that when a female is a leader, the results are better. Yes, they feel threatened by us. And it all starts from a girl child. A girl child needs to be affirmed repeatedly. Don't talk her down. Don't tell her she's useless. Don't tell her she's meaningless. Affirm her, tell her good words. She's not a second-class citizen. She's not a slave. She's not an object to be used. A girl child is not an object to be used. A girl child is not a second-class citizen. A girl child is as good as a boy child. A girl child can do even more than a boy child. And the power a girl child has lies in the quality of education given to her. You will imagine a girl child that stopped at school sat. Another one goes further to higher institution. Another one goes further to getting more degrees upon degrees, even after the first one. You won't compare a school sat holder, a girl child with a school sat, with another one that has a degree, with another one that has a PhD. Yes, that is the power of a girl child. Education is light. I am hammering this, it is intentional. In the community where I live, there is no time I speak on DNT that I don't mention this. Their education stops at primary 6. You will see the one that has struggled so hard to further to school sat. And after that, that is the end. No more, no less. And you see these girls in 3, 4, 5 years' time, you bleed in the heart. You see destinies that has been truncated because parents do not believe in them. Caregivers, government, parents, and societies at large is responsible for this repositioning.
Are you now saying that with that, the girl child now has a voice? Because like I was explaining, the United Nations essence of coming up with October 11 to have International Day of the Girl Child is also to ensure that the girl child has a voice. Do the girl child now have a voice?
I accept with you 100%. United Nations has succeeded in doing that. They now have a voice. Before now, you will be shocked at the rate at which a girl child is being messed up. And they keep it to themselves. They can't speak out. Now, with the awareness and the sensitization about how special and how powerful girl child is, you will see them now speak out. Hardly with a day pass by without you hearing. Those news are unpleasant, but they are coming out. Those girls are speaking out. They are voicing out. They are telling people about how older men are messing them up. Yes, a girl child now has a voice.
Now that a girl child has a voice, we remember that the SDG 4's aim is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And from all of what you've been saying ever since we started the discussion, you've been hammering on education, education, education. Now, has this in any way benefited the girl child?
Yes, education has. Toby Amusan was celebrated worldwide recently. If Toby Amusan wasn't well prepared for our future, we wouldn't have had Toby Amusan. According to her, the father didn't even believe in her. But thank God for her today. I can't remember the names of other girls, even in her set. But because she's from Ijebu-Ode, I'm sorry, I'm celebrating her because she's mine. She's an Omualare. I'm sorry. The purpose, the motive, the mission, the aim, the goals of United Nations on a girl child is seriously being achieved. With individuals like us, we are not keeping quiet about it. We are not keeping quiet about it. We are doing everything in our capacity to ensure that a girl child is not seen as an object to be shut down, an object whose self-esteem can just be killed and turned to anything. So people would ask me, how do you manage your home? How do you do things? How do you do things? I am here, I am there, I am there. When it comes to issues that concerns a girl child, I don't take it with a hand of levity. I don't see it like something that should be taken as a joke. I see it as something that has to do with my life. and I have a lot of people like me that does not joke with anything that has to do with a girl child. I want to give this to the United Nations. I want to say it that as an individual, I am grateful to United Nations for setting this day aside. Before October 11th, I move around almost every month and I do this. But October 11th makes it very loud, makes it very obvious, makes it worth it. And everything we've been doing from January, February, March, April, before October comes to the light. You know, people are like, oh, actually, a female child means everything of a truth, because the United Nations has set a day aside for a girl child. It makes the message deeper, louder, and worth it.
Thank you so much for that. Do you have any final word?
My final word to a girl child is this. A girl child, you are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you seem. You are smarter than you think. And you are loved more than you know. A girl child is loved more than you know. I wake up every morning, I hug the only girl child I have. It is intentional. Do you know, a lot of this girl child lacks love. Ordinary sweethearts triggers their head to misbehave because they don't hear it often. To a girl child, you are loved. You are enough. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are enough. You are loved. You are smart. You are brave. A girl child, this is our time. It is our right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Olatunde. It's been wonderful having you on the show. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you too for being part of this show. If you are a girl child, like she said, you are loved, you're smarter than you think, and you are just everything, you're more than enough. So until next time, when I come your way again with another topic for discussion, I remain Olujoke Masako, and I say Happy International Day of the Girl Child. Bye for now.